What is going on, everybody? This is once again I'm Jordan, Jean Louis, the host of the JJ Sports Talk Show. Welcome back to season 2 of episode 5. We have a special. Oh, actually, my co-host now, Justin Mason. New to the new to the family. What's going on, Justin? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Just I just want to tell y'all how I met Justin. I was in a random, well, not random, but like a Facebook, podcast sports group, and I think one of the posts was like, if you want to broadcast or ask for a host for your podcast, I was like, hey, I got a sports talk show, and then he added me and DM'd me and was like, here we go, man. Yeah. So this is our first episode together, so bear with us. So let's get it, man. So just tell the fans like who you are and tell a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, my name is Justin. I'm from North Alabama. I've just been a sports fan all my life, and I've been a podcaster honestly for about 6 months. I do 2 different drum podcasts because I'm a musician as well. I'm a father of 2, a husband, and just a sports lover.
Hey, man, same. Yeah, I didn't know I didn't know you had kids. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
How's the family? How's the family?
They're great.
Is everyone safe and healthy?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good. That's good to hear. It's good to hear, man. But so let's get right into it, man. So you want to start off with the NFL or what you want to?
Let's start off with the NBA.
The NBA, yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, especially your Lakers. I mean, what are they doing?
What are they doing, and what are they going to do? Because 24 hours, almost 2 days into fantasy, and we got some big splashes. We got Russell Westbrook on the night of the draft, which is crazy. We picked up Melo, which I was expecting. It wasn't a surprise to me. Then we got a couple pieces. We got I believe we got Malik Monk from the Hornets. And Trevor Ariza. Now that was a shocker. I thought he retired from the league
because he was on the too.
Yeah, like when I saw that news, I was like, wow, okay, so he's back. So, and then Dwight Howard signed back with us.
Right.
So that's a good piece. I don't know why he left. Maybe for contract money reasons, but
I think so. Which he wasn't making that much.
Right, and I don't think he did much in Philly because it was Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Right. So I mean, I guess he was a key player off the bench, but yeah, Lakers. I mean, I think we're looking good, man. Looking good. I guess looking a little old, if you want to say, a little old roster, but we're all good, man. But you're what kind of fan? What fan are you of? What NBA team?
The Hawks.
Okay, so your boy Trae Young got that deal, man. Got that contract.
Man, that's probably the best news that we could have. I haven't seen many free agent signings of the Hawks, but I'm really excited. Especially after what they did this year in the playoffs and everything. I'm excited for next year and just excited to have Trae for an extended amount of time.
So, are you like a diehard Hawks fan? That's your team?
Yeah.
So, being a diehard Hawks fan, who do you want? Because I know John Collins. He's in I don't know. I heard he's in the trade talks. They extended or they called him about I heard it was around $200-something million deal. I don't think he called back yet. So, how do you want him to resign or not?
No.
Oh, why is that?
Not at that money. If you give, and this goes for any team, if you give one player that amount of money, and this is the NBA, NFL, regardless of the league, you give one player that amount of money in a cap sport, you're screwing yourself. I mean, you look, for example, the Lakers, I saw something the other day where they're $24 million over the cap.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, people were on social media were saying, well, are the Lakers doing something illegal here? But I don't know. But players are signing under the veteran minimum, so I'm not sure if there's they're getting away with it or.
Well, they've said that LeBron may restructure his deal to kind of balance everything out. But I mean, you see this with quarterbacks in the NFL all the time. I mean, you've got quarterbacks who sign these huge deals and then complain that they don't have weapons. Well, it's because you're taking all the money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much how much money they got from that Kuzma and like that trade off. I'm not sure if it was a sign and trade or was it they trade where they got money back. I'm not sure how much they got from that trade. But I don't know. Or plus they did Kuzma. They dealt Montrezl Harrell. So who knows how much money they got from there? But a lot of people in the comment section, they're like, oh, like the Lakers are doing something bad. Like how they making all these trades? Where's the money coming from? Like I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, your Hawks are looking pretty. I mean, you got Trae Young, got Clint Capella.
Mm-hmm.
John Collins is going off, but he's like you say you don't want him, but I mean I feel like he can slash, he can kind of shoot. Y'all got what's his name? Bogdanovich, the shooter.
Yeah, Bogdanovich. Yeah.
Y'all got a good young squad, but man, Trae Young, man, he got that bag, man.
I know.
And then
I think Cam Reddish from Duke signed as well.
Oh yeah, y'all still got him. I forgot.
Yeah,
I know he was kind of injured half the season, but yeah, he came back in the playoffs and he was doing pretty good.
Yeah,
but them Lakers, man, and plus even with not Lakers, like the Miami Heat, they're making stuff. They're making trades. Kyle Lowry going to the Miami with Jimmy Butler.
What's up with that? Kyle Lowry going to the Miami Heat.
I mean, so. We all know the Bucks won the ring, and I feel like I feel like with each conference next year, it's going to be really interesting because, like, I feel like because back in the day it used to be strong conference, weak conference. So I think the West was always stacked. The West was always crappy with the Magic and Charlotte. Now both conferences is even, where we have KD going out west to the east to the Brooklyn, because it's kind of like level playing ground. So, but like back to your question, I feel like they had to make that trade because to compete with Brooklyn and Milwaukee, because Miami, they had Tyler Hero, they have Butler, they have I think Goran, they traded Goran Dragic, he's not on there anymore. But like I said, like. I think it's even playing field with the conferences, West and East, because the West is always going to be stacked. You got the Nuggets, you got the Lakers, you got Suns. Now, like Suns, they always been like a crappy team, kind of like now. Chris Paul,
this year,
yeah, right. Well, actually, bubble year, but they kind of messed up with Booker his first. But which we'll get to that. I want to get your point on the bubble too. That's another topic, because that's important because to the pandemic stuff. But that's another issue or topic. But like I don't know. Like you said, like I feel like they had to bulk up Miami and get it to order. I mean, they got Bam Bam out of Badeo from so I mean they're good. But yeah, like.
But the thing with Kyle Lowry is, could he have not gotten a better deal in Toronto? I mean, could he have not gotten the max in Toronto, or was it not about the money? It was about the Heat are this piece away from being a finals contender again, because 2 years ago they were in the finals against the Lakers.
Right. Wait, was it Toronto?
Yeah, because it was the bubble year. No, Miami.
Oh, Miami.
Miami,
yeah, right.
Miami being a piece away and getting Kyle Lowry.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's. I don't know. Maybe Kyle Lowry was like, okay, well, I mean, I got Fred VanVleet, I got Pascal Siakam, but that gonna be enough to win the championship? I don't know. Maybe he saw something in Miami, like South Beach, like perfect scenery, no taxes. I mean, that's another thing, because like all these players who are signing deals, like they're players, but they're actually human beings. Like they need to, they have families, so. Very, very interesting. Plus, I mean, in free agency, it's not even done yet. We still got players to be dealt to. DeMar DeRozan went to Chicago. Crazy. Lonzo Ball going to Chicago.
Yeah. Well, and the Heat got one of the Morris brothers, Markieff Morris.
Oh yeah, he got the I think Markieff. He was on the Lakers. Yep. That's a new
So
That's a new signing.
it's just it's been crazy. It's been very unexpected, and then you see things where Chris Paul didn't re-sign, but he's going to re-sign.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the same thing with Kawhi Leonard with the Clippers. He didn't re-sign, but he didn't re-sign because he's going to take less money, or so it's weird.
Right.
It's an odd free agency season.
That's a really, really good point, because like you see like Chris Paul like declining his option to like test the waters. And you got Kawhi, which he's got hurt in the playoffs. I think a partial ACL tear, but he's still recovering from that. But Kendrick, I was watching First Take. Kendrick Perkins made a point. He was like how when LeBron gets hurt and he like sits out, people don't say nothing. But when Kawhi is like up in the suite, up like eating steak and shrimp, like you're supposed to. If you want to be on the Clippers, you have to be on the bench and like in the trenches with your teammates. He's up in the rafters with freaking who's owner of the freaking the Clippers who grabbed the dude's thighs during the game, Did you see that clip when he grabbed the dude's thighs during the game?
Yeah, I forget his name.
What's his name? I think Balmer or something like. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
But like that's true. Like you can't just be like part of a team and not be in the trenches with your boys. But he's up in the suites and hurt and stuff. But that's a good thing. Like sorry, my brother. Oh yeah, my brother has it. It was Steve Ballmer. Yep, Steve Ballmer. Yeah. But yeah, like you make a good point, and who knows? I mean, hopefully Kawhi stays in LA, but
well, it's not so much Kawhi staying in LA; it's Kawhi getting the pieces around him to take him to that next level.
Yeah.
I mean, the bubble year a couple of years ago, and they sucked.
Yeah, didn't they lose to like the Nuggets? Like what, they were up and then they
lost to the Nuggets. Yeah. So it's another example of a star getting all the money and then looking around going, where's my help? Well, you took all the money that we could pay your help. So I mean that's what makes me scratch my head about a lot of sports teams. Man, it's like they're looking around going, well, I don't have anybody to pass the ball to. They pulled somebody off the streets because they couldn't afford anybody.
Yeah, like I mean, in the Clippers on paper, they have a good. I mean, they got Reggie Jackson, they got Paul George, but he's kind of, I don't know, he's like I wouldn't say he's an elite because Paul George, he's like he goes off one series, he's inconsistent, but they got Paul George, they got Kawhi, and they got Zubac, they got Ibaka, but he was hurt half the season. But I mean, and they got Tyronn Lue. They got the whole on paper. They should have the perfect like championship caliber roster. But just like I feel like it's like the Nets, like good championship caliber team, good coach is Steve Nash, but they don't have that chemistry, man. Like
exactly. And when you do what the Nets did all year, I mean, I think they only played 10 or 15 games together. The big three only played 10 or 15 games together before the playoffs even hit. How are you going to get chemistry?
Yeah, it's like the only time they get together is in the playoffs. Is you need a whole. It's like football. Like, well, mine is COVID, but you're supposed to have training camp, have mini camp, get well with your players. Right. You can't just like go. You can't just be injured and be not around your teammates through like summer league and then not gel in and then just like expect to be well in the playoffs. Like you need to have that chemistry. But then injuries happen. You can't like deal with that. But like it's wild, man. But it's free agency. It's a wild year for free agency. A lot of shocking moves.
Yeah, and I mean, you didn't really get to have this kind of free agency period last year because of the shortened off season.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it's just one of those things where you go, man, now 2 years later, all these guys that wanted to move are actually getting to move.
Yeah, that's very, very true. That's another good point. like you said, shortened season last year. Like it was weird season. I think we're back on track this year with the whole, the draft happened, and then we're free agency now. Then I think the summer league, I think is in like what? I think no summer league. It should happen soon. Summer league.
I saw a game on earlier today.
Okay.
League. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, a lot of good like Lonzo going to Chicago. Well, I think LiAngelo's meeting up with his brother in Charlotte. Yeah. Supposedly. So I mean, I'm excited. So like, do you think the Lakers, like with the Russell and I mean, obviously, who knows who they're going to sign next? But I mean, do you think that the Lakers have enough to win a ship next year, or with Russell and AD and Bron?
I think it's going to depend on two things. One, everybody stays healthy, which that's with any team, of course. But two, they need to decide who is going to take the ball down the court. Because Russell is used to being that guy with the ball in his hands every possession. LeBron is used to being that guy with the ball in his hands every possession. And so was AD when he came to the Lakers. And you saw how him and LeBron clashed.
That's true.
So, I mean, those two, it's going to be dependent on those two things.
Yeah, I mean, plus chemistry, like you said, chemistry is another important thing because, like I feel like LeBron and Russell, they're both now since LeBron's a little older now, but like they're still both ball dominant players. They both want the ball in their hands, but I feel like with Russell at the point, like he's going to get average a triple double. He's going to get boards. He's going to get assists. And I think LeBron can body people in the post and not be a point guard. I feel like this is the first year where LeBron doesn't have to be like a point guard all the time, like he can play his position. So we have.
But does he want to do that?
That's the thing.
Biggest thing.
That's the thing. Because see what happened in OKC where three ball dominant players, Harden, Russell, and KD, and they split up. But yeah, you bring up two good points. Like this is about the chemistry and about them being who wants to be the point guard. And I feel like but. I mean, people are saying they're an old roster. Like I think Russell's like 33, or I think AD is like 28, about to be 30, 29, I think. LeBron's 30, about to be 38, 37. I mean, but they're still like an athletic team in a sense. Like they're veterans. They've been there, done that, So I feel like, I mean, it's gonna be hard. Yeah.
So one of my questions is Carmelo going to the Lakers to be a part of the starting five? Yeah,
I forgot about Carmelo, man.
Part of the starting five, or is he going to be a bench player? I mean, what is his role going to be?
Right. I think on ESPN on Instagram, I think it was like a projected roster. It was going to be Russell at the 1. I think I forgot who's at the 2. I think Carmelo at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and then 80 at the 5, but that was just as like a projected lineup. But like you're right, like like is Carmelo going to come off the bench, or is he going to play and get that chemistry with LeBron? That's a good question. But I feel like then again, LeBron's going to. I feel like with that lineup, LeBron is going to play his position as a power forward because he can guard any player. Any position, regardless, but I feel like he's getting older now. Like still, like he's the best ball genius. He can pass the rock, but Russell averages a triple double. LeBron does sometimes. So it's gonna be Lakers. Like Staples Center is gonna be rocking next year, like for sure. Like can't wait. Like what else?
It's gonna be interesting to see.
Oh, for sure. Like what else do we have for the NBA? I know we took some notes down. Like I saw a report from First Take saying that Dame Dollar with the Portland, he might stay in Portland, or Stephen A said if Portland doesn't work, the first option is going to be New York Knicks. What do you think about that?
I don't think he needs to go to the Nets.
Well, I think it's the Knicks. The Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks. Oh, go to the Knicks then. I mean, you think about the Knicks lineup as opposed, man. it's not working where he is. It's just not.
Well, now Carmelo's not there anymore. Like,
Yeah,
he's gone.
and that's true. But I mean, you think about going to the Knicks, and just think about a team that's a piece away. You've got Julius Randle, you've got R.J. Barrett. You've got young players like that who could use a veteran presence.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, what did they finished? What, 4th, 5th this year?
Of the Knicks, I think they 4th or 5th. Yeah, because
So I mean,
yeah, they
you had a veteran. You had a veteran like Damian Lillard. They could be 2nd, 3rd. I mean, in my opinion.
That's true. And then I think before the Melo got traded to the Lakers, it was either the Knicks or the Lakers. And Stephen A, he keeps it real. He was like, if Melo goes to the Knicks, he's not winning a championship. But he has a shot in LA. But I mean, plus you got Emmanuel Quickly, the point guard off the bench. He's the rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a lot of they got a lot of young talent, like you said, R.J. Barrett, like they got Taj Gibson back. Nerlens Noel, he's still back. I think Randall, he can shoot now. A lot of pieces, but we'll see how they gel. So we'll see for sure.
Yeah, and you got to think about Topin.
Oh yeah, top
the power forward. I mean. I don't know. It's so you can look at these rosters on paper, and all day you can go, look, this team's going to do this team's going to do that. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like we said a couple of times so far, chemistry. I mean, what are they going to do in training camp? What are they going to do in the preseason? How are they going to gel when they actually get on the court?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, and they got the perfect coach to do it, Tom Thibodeau. He's like, give him big credit too for that, for like getting his players and getting that chemistry. But I mean, I thought the Knicks were going to be like subpar, but this season. But now they surprised me for sure. Like, but I knew they were young. They're young. R.J. Barrett, like then my boy from Maryland. We played at Kentucky. Emmanuel Quickly. He's nice, but. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in the upcoming days what kind of moves they're going to make in the NBA. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more moves, a lot more to talk about with that. But speaking of the NBA, then we got the Olympic basketball. I'm not sure if you've been watching the games, the USA games, but obviously they lost to Nigeria in the exhibition. Like people were saying that, this USA team is not all that. KD's not doing anything, can't shoot. Now I think they lost 2 straight exhibition games. I think, and then they beat France. Now they beat Iran, which they should have. I mean, these are the teams they should beat, because USA, when it comes to the Olympics, they're supposed to be the team that everyone's afraid of.
Supposed to be.
Supposed to be. Keyword. Supposed to be. I mean, hey, if I was on Spain, I would be afraid to play KD. But even I was watching the game last night. Like they were shooting like very poorly from the three-point line. But what do you think clicked from the exhibition games up until like now? What do you think about that? Like,
I think Popovich has gotten their faces and said, "Look, y'all are Team USA. Like, what are you doing? Get your heads out of your butts. Go do what you do. Go play basketball."
Yeah, like some of the players were kind of there were reports saying that the players were kind of pissed at Pop because Pop plays like pass first defense, swing the ball, and usually you go all ball dominant players. You got Lillard, you got Devin Booker, so they're not used to that, team first. They want to just pass the ball, find an open man, dunk it. But now, I mean, I think that I think those 2 games they lost in the exhibition rounds I think it was like feel like they were saying, oh, like they're not gonna make it. It was just like USA was like, forget about it. We gonna get together. We're gonna have a team meeting, and they're on a roll. I think they play our Australia on Thursday. So I mean, they got freaking Patty Mills. They got who else? They got Joe Ingles.
It's gonna be a rough one.
It's gonna be a rough one, but I mean, I like Slovenia too, man. With Luka Doncic, he's going off too, man. Like on my other like a podcast episode, like I talked about how like when LeBron, like KD, all these players like hang it up, we are in some good hands. Like when it comes to basketball, Trae Young,
absolutely.
We got RJ Barrett, we got Luka Doncic, Giannis, even he's still young. I think LeBron, they're gonna pass the torch to these young fellas, and they're gonna get it done.
Well, and one reason that he's not playing is LeBron aged out.
Yeah, well, LeBron.
So, I think you can only play in the Olympics to age 30, either 35 or 36.
Really? I mean, I saw some old heads, and I saw Luis Scola in there.
I think I read that right.
I mean, I think LeBron just didn't choose to, because I knew someone asked him about he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna join up with the Space Jams, like the Space Jam character."
Have you watched Space Jam? Speaking of,
I have. I mean, I haven't watched the first one in a while, but I did LeBron. I mean, I liked it. I mean, because a lot of fans, a lot of people think it wasn't good because it was all corny and childish. But that's the point of these movies. It's supposed to be corny. It's supposed to be for kids.
Yeah, but and I understand LeBron decided to do this movie, so it's going to be about him. But I mean, I thought they would make the story better, and I thought the acting would be better.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Right. What did you watch it? Because I don't want to spoil it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we watched it.
I'm not gonna lie. When LeBron, when he met, I think it was what's the dude's name that, like, the villain? What's the villain's name? What's his name? Oh my god!
I forget. It was the villain. Algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm. Right after when he went to that cartoon phase, I fell asleep, man. But it was slow. But then again, it's supposed to be bad acting. It's supposed to be funny and corny for little kids, like little cartoon characters and stuff.
My 8-year-old checked out, so I don't know what that says about the movie.
Oh, when he fell asleep?
No, he checked out. He just went and played. He was just like, yeah, no.
I thought he wasn't. Well, I did get hyped when they were at halftime, and they did the do, and then Michael B. Jordan came out. Now Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
I mean, they had some that was funny. That was funny, and then they had like Aunt David's like eyebrow, like
I
was like, yo, what the hell's on? What did he do to his eyebrows? Like,
yeah, I did love all the callbacks to the original Space Jam. That was good, but like when my wife and I watch movies and stuff like that, we're just like, yeah, that's a blank out of 10, And I was like, Space Jam for me was a 6 out of 10. I mean, it was not worth the wait for me.
Right. I mean, I can see that too. I mean, it was bad acting. It was. I mean, but then again, it was LeBron James. He made it. Yeah. I mean, and I think even the original director said the movie was trash. Like the one who made Space Jam with Michael Jordan in it. I think he came out in a report saying that, oh no, like LeBron will never be Jordan. Like you can't copy,
Right.
But I mean, I didn't even see the first one yet. I haven't seen it in a while. I need to rewatch that.
And that goes back to people comparing LeBron to Michael. Like they're like, oh, so now he wants to be in Space Jam like Michael was. This and that. And it's like, no, it's not.
Wait, so what year were you born? Because were you in the era Jordan, or did you ever see him play?
Yeah, I was born in '89.
Okay, so I mean, maybe I can ask you. So Well, I guess okay. So all right, let's do Jordan. Like, so who do you like? Do you like Jordan as a goat or LeBron? Like,
Jordan.
yeah,
I mean, to go 6-0 in the finals, to never lose a finals. I mean, yes, he had those years that he took off, that he played baseball and came back and sucked with the Wizards.
mm-hmm.
But when he played baseball and when his focus was baseball, nobody could beat him.
That's true. That's true.
So, I
But
mean,
but some people can counter that and be like, oh, like Jordan was trash without before like Pippen came in, like he was always losing, and then like people would always say like why is they hate on LeBron for making super team when Jordan had Pippen and Rodman and everything. Like, I mean, people can counter like arguments about like but for me, like I was born in '98, so I was in like the Kobe Bryant, LeBron era, Shaquille O'Neal, like when he was in the Lakers. I don't think you can compare generations or eras because first of all, I mean, if LeBron with his body type in that league now, I feel like he can. I mean, other than I mean, probably like Malone, I feel like he can body half the players in that. I mean, I don't know, but then again, there were different rules, different foul calls. Like you can body people up
yeah,
without getting fouled. Like, so I mean, I think they're both goats. I mean, plus you got Kobe too. Kobe played like Jordan. Like Kobe should be up
oh
there.
yeah.
So it should be
Well,
Jordan, Kobe, or whatever the top three.
you make the argument, Jordan didn't do it without Pippen, this and that. Well, LeBron really didn't do it without Wade.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
Like,
mean,
I guess we have to respect Jordan for like not leaving. I mean, he went to DC or Washington, but like he stayed like for those six rings. So I guess you
right.
can say that LeBron or Jordan like is more of a goat because he did it with one team. But then again, I guess LeBron like it's just I don't like how people think or say that LeBron created the super teams. Like I guess he did it with like Bosh and Wade in Miami, but you got to think like there was super teams before that in other decades, that weren't like you
Well,
had Miller, like Reggie Miller, in them, and then like you had Jordan Pippen and Rodman.
mm-hmm. Well, I
So
think it was the way that LeBron did it, just the whole production of everything. And I'm taking my talents to Miami or South Beach, however he said it. And
yeah,
just, I think it was more how he did it, aside, not why he did it or him actually doing it.
right. Because I took a sports PR class because I go to I'm in school and I took I took a sport and we looked at like different PR points and we watched I didn't even know this, well I watched it live but like it was like a YouTube video behind the scenes of like what transpired, and I didn't know LeBron like the way he did it was like crazy, like he had it at like a YMCA gym. He like you can tell in his face, like when he was like, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach." Like you can tell, like he was like nervous in his face, like he was very like like stiff.
I mean, he knew what was going to happen. I mean, he knew that everybody in Cleveland was going to burn his jerseys.
But then people can say that that's kind of validated because he went back to Cleveland and got him a championship. So, but I feel like if he didn't, then he would have got, people would have been more angry at him. But I mean, I feel like haters are gonna hate because I know people who hate LeBron, and I don't know why. Like, I mean, I feel like if you're great, like people hate Tom Brady, some people like because I mean, I don't hate Tom Brady, but people hate them because they're the goats. And like LeBron, I think he looked like the most hated athlete on social media right now. I think, like, I don't know why. I don't know why. Like,
I don't know. And I look at it this way: what if he had, instead of going back to Cleveland after leaving Miami, what if he had went straight to the Lakers? I mean, his legacy in a lot of people's eyes would be tarnished. I think it's less tarnished now because he went back to Cleveland and won a championship. But I think had he skipped Cleveland and just went straight to the Lakers or, went to the Warriors or something like that, I think his legacy would be more tarnished.
So you think him going from Miami going to back to Cleveland? So you're saying if he went to LA and like just hopped on LA's team after Cleveland, but without going to Miami, his legacy would have been tarnished. But since he went back to Cleveland, he's more like, I guess, safe from the critics.
I think he gets less criticism. Like, people hated him like with a passion, but when he went to Miami, just because of him leaving his hometown team. Of course, he goes back to Cleveland. He wins the championship with Cleveland. Then he leaves again. I think had he not gone back to Cleveland that second time, he would still be one of the most hated people.
This is like
I think his legacy as the greatest of all time, quote unquote greatest of all time, would be tarnished.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's close because I know Jordan has 6 rings. But like I feel like when you're comparing like different players, I feel like Jordan, watching his videos, his old highlights, he was a lethal shooter who can drive. He had that air time. They call him Air Jordan for a reason, right?
Yeah.
The hang time. But I feel like LeBron, like, I don't know, he can guard every position on the court. Jordan couldn't do that. He couldn't guard. Let's say if Rodman was on the Magic, right? Jordan couldn't guard Rodman. He would get bodied by Rodman, But then again, different generations where, if I touch you on the shoulder, it's a foul now. But now, like, back in the day, I can like hit you, like hip check you and like not get called, But
right.
So
I've always wondered, why do people not compare Kobe to Jordan? Because here's my thinking about that. They both played under Phil Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
They both won. Kobe had what, 5?
Kobe had 5, yeah.
Yeah. So
with the same
they
team.
Both won. Yeah. So I would think people would want to compare Kobe and Jordan more than they want to compare LeBron and Jordan.
That's because if you look at YouTube videos and clips, like they played the same way. They did the fadeaway jumper the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. Why is it Jordan and Kobe, or Jordan and LeBron, not Kobe and Jordan? Like, that's a good point. Like you said,
because there's so many similarities between the two. I mean, same coach, same offense. One less ring. And they did it the same way. The Lakers three-peated one section of their rings, and then they almost three-peated again.
Yeah, that you make up a good point. Like I didn't think about that. Well, that makes sense because like they did it like you said, the same exact way. Kobe like mirrored Jordan, and I mean I feel like even before Kobe's passing, I feel like he was still in the top 3, top 10, like regardless, like and it's such
like he still is.
Oh, for sure. Like, like there would be no Lakers without Kobe. There would be no or Kobe or Shaq. Like Shaq dominated with him too. Like, but like speaking of legacy, so I brought up a topic earlier with you, like of legacy. So, do you like Giannis's legacy? Well. Like earlier, I know Giannis is still young. He's like 26, 27. But right now, where both players are at in their careers, who do you like more? Like KD's legacy or Giannis's legacy? Like right now, like obviously there's still more to prove and stuff.
I would say KD because he has proven more. Yes, he left the team that drafted him to go to a super team to win 2 championships. But I just think he has done more from top to bottom. I mean, Olympics, he really wasn't that good in college, but he actually played in college, whereas Giannis played overseas.
Mm-hmm.
So I would choose KD.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to go. Well, if you're talking about Jordan and Kobe, I mean, we'll see because Giannis, he even said himself like he could have went to a super team and joined up with LeBron or joined up with I don't know the Nets. I mean, but the way he did it, like he did it the right. I mean, even LeBron, like his legacy is better than even LeBron right now. I would say, even though I'm a Lakers fan / LeBron fan. I would say Giannis is his legacy is better than LeBron's when it comes to like sticking to one team so far. Like, I'm not taking anything off of KD's game. He's a terrific player, awesome, good athlete. I just feel like the way he did it, like he was on the Thunder with Westbrook and Harden. Probably, I would say a super team because they were still in their young, about to be in their prime. They were up 3-1 against the Warriors, and the KD was like, "Frick it, man! If they're gonna split up, I'm going to the Warriors. I'm getting my 2 rings." I mean, LeBron did that in Miami, got a couple rings, but you can't set that aside. But I mean, Giannis, I mean, he did it all by himself. I mean, with Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, of course, but like There were times where like people were doubting the Bucks, like they're. I mean, people say they were like a 3-point away from losing because KD's like foot on the line. So I mean, they could have lost that series. Like Giannis went down with an injury, which he thought he never would have came back to. Like I think it was an ACL. I think it was like a partial. I think it was like a bruise against the Hawks in the Hawks series. So he like when he felt Clint Capella, but I don't know. Like I feel like right now I feel like Giannis is over KD because like of the way he did it. He had to chase no super team or whatever plus he did it in a low marketed team in Milwaukee. Like
yeah, I guess I just look at it as I mean KD has been in the league 10 years longer than Giannis. 10 or so years longer than Giannis. So, I mean, get back with me in 10 years when, Giannis has, quote unquote, caught up to him. And I think that he will have more rings than KD at that point in time. Just because of, I mean, how dominant the Bucks can be.
Yeah, I mean, like it was a Giannis, it was Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. I mean, I feel like those players are they're all stars, not superstars. Like his side players like Drew Holiday, like Chris Middleton. They're not like I wouldn't put Chris Middleton as a player. If I was the owner of a team, I wouldn't build him out. I wouldn't build around him because he's not. Right. I'll build around like LeBron or Giannis. Like they're all stars for sure. But like with the way they did it, like I think Phoenix was up like 2-0. Giannis they came back. Like Giannis did it all by himself. I mean, he didn't have no Curry, no Durant, no Draymond Green. I mean, he had Brook Lopez. I mean, to help him out with the 3-pointers and everything. But yeah, I mean, I do see where you're coming from too. Just the way he's been in the league for longer than Giannis. But I feel like 5 to 10 years. If he stays in Milwaukee or if he goes somewhere else, I mean, he can go somewhere else if he wanted to now, but I feel like he wants to stick in Milwaukee and stick it out and maybe pull players in to Milwaukee. Yeah. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see with that. We'll see, man. But yeah, like I feel like right now, like a little bit the way the rings are, like he got the ring the right way, staying with his team. He got drafted too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll like very, very interesting season coming up for sure. Like with all these Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker. I bet that plane ride to Japan was awkward as hell because with Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Booker, man. But I think they're all cool. I think they just I don't know. But I would have been just have my headphones and then listen to music. I wouldn't have paid no mind.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about some NFL, man.
Let's go.
I know you're a big fan of NFL as far as like same with me. Like, so what's your team again for the NFL?
The Titans.
The Titans. Oh, damn. The Titans, bro. Really? Bro. I'm a Ravens fan, bro.
I grew up in Alabama, so it was either the
Okay.
Titans or the Falcons, and I
mean,
just wasn't a big fan of Michael Vick. I mean,
yeah,
all that.
yeah. I mean, they got a good roster. Got Tannehill, and they got Julio Jones now. Derek Henry, King Henry. Hey man, I'm an Alabama fan, so but I feel like the Ravens, we draft a lot of Alabama. We had Mosley, we had Ingram, a lot of Alabama players. But in training camp, like I'm excited. Like training camp is starting up. I know Lamar, I think currently is out right now with COVID. I believe second COVID. He had it mid-season last year. Now he has it again. Hope he gets better and well soon. But I saw a video of Bateman, our draft pick. He looks pretty good, man. He's from Bateman. He's fast as hell, man. Her wide receiver. We got like teams starting training camp. So we got Carson Wentz. You said out 5 to 12 weeks.
Well, and his guard, the same thing. His guard. So yesterday, Wentz had to have surgery on his foot. Today, his guard had to have the same surgery. So they're both going to be out 5 to 12 weeks.
And it sucks because like he was on the Eagles, got he got traded to the Colts, and then who was their coach again?
Frank Wright.
Yeah, and they had connection from the Philadelphia.
Frank Wright was with him in Philadelphia that year they won the Super Bowl.
Right, and they have good chemistry, and it sucks that he's gone down with the injury. But I mean, it's not like he's out for the whole season, but he's going to be out indefinitely with probably the first couple of weeks. But they have some key games coming up, like for the first.
And I look at it like this: they have Jacob Eason as his backup quarterback, which is one of the guys from Georgia, who, I mean, he showed out at Georgia. And I don't know if you saw the press conference with Nick Foles, but I mean, he said, hey, I'm just a phone call away. So I mean, he's the third string quarterback with the Bears, but he's already talking about, hey, let the Colts call me, I'll be there. Mm-hmm. So I mean, flirting with the enemy, but what can you do?
Yeah, well, cause I'm in Jersey, so like I'm like right near like I don't live near it, but I'm like not that far from the Giant Stadium. So we got a lot of young rookies, like got the young quarterback from BYU, or I think BYU. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got Justin Fields from in Chicago. Yeah. So I mean. But I feel like for the Ravens, I feel like for my team, I feel like we're gonna win our division. But we have the Browns, of course, like telling us, and then we have the Steelers. Who knows? Like you said earlier, they got Big Ben. Who knows what they're in Juju Smith. We'll see like how, but I feel like I see them winning us like 10 plus games this year. I know we have a tough one. Week 1 and 2, we have the Raiders, and then we have the Chiefs week 2. That's gonna be a tough one, man. But thank God we don't have to see our Titans because we fight a lot. Like the last couple of times y'all stepped on our logo.
That playoff game last year.
And then we beat y'all. We did the same thing.
Yeah, it was crazy. So what do you think? What do the Ravens have to do to take that next step? Because year before last, they lost to the Titans in the first round, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. And then last year they beat the Titans, but they lost to the Chiefs.
They lost to I think we're 0-4 or 0-3 against the Chiefs.
So what, in your opinion, do they have to do to take that next step to get to, the conference championship game or even to the Super Bowl?
In order for us to make it to the Super Bowl, and even Ed Reed said this on First Take the other day, former Baltimore Ravens fan,
Hmm.
player, Hall of Famer. He said what I'm about to say. He said that Lamar he can get a ring. It's just a matter of the fact that it's the players in the team around him. Um, I feel like he has a hell of an arm, but we didn't have the weapons around him last year. We didn't
Hmm.
have. We had Hollywood Brown, we have Miles Boykins. We had, but now we have Rashad Bateman. Was he the rookie? I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything from him. We got Sammy Watkins. We have a good running game. We got Dobbins. So we got Mark Andrews, which was just funny because Andrews he was the number one receiver on the Ravens last year, a tight end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but then again, we had some injuries. We had Ronnie Stanley out for the whole rest of the year. We had Nick Boyle, our leading tight end blocker. But I feel like we need to obviously get that chemistry going on early with the new players. We need to. We are known as runners, or actually we're known as our defense. We're known for our defense because Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. But
Right.
now I feel like we have to establish the run game early, like punch teams in the gut with our run game. Because I think Dalvin he's gonna get 1,000 yards this year. I feel like he's a beast, man. And then you got Gus Edwards. But I feel like obviously we need to get past the Chiefs. That's the number one thing. We have them week 2. But and I want Lamar to get that bag, that contract, but he has to prove to me that he can get past, like, at least he has to get to the conference championship. And it's not all on him too. It's not all on him. Even though he's a quarterback, he's not his MVP. But it's not. It's about the general managers and the coaches around him. And I saw reports saying that, because I don't think Lamar has an official agent, and he's without Miami, Florida, and playing with players. He could have broke his ankle, and
Yeah.
nobody's in his ear about him not making the right decisions. Like, he's going to Miami, juking people out. He could have broke his ankle. So he's still young, but
Right.
I feel like we can get over that hump. I think we are. But we have a tough schedule though. We got our division games, and we got the Packers this year. We got Chargers this year. Like, it's gonna be tough, man. But your Titans are looking good though.
Yeah, picking up Julio Jones, I think is really what Tannehill needed, and I think that's what Derrick Henry needed. I mean, the Titans really don't have a reliable spellback for Henry, which is why he's rushed as much as he's rushed the last couple of years. And I mean, it's helped. I mean, it's gotten them where they have been. They were a couple of plays away from the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I mean, they led the Chiefs by 10 points, I think it was, and the Chiefs came back. So I mean, it's just those small things. The defense has been really good. I mean, you have a guy like Casey. The kicking team was really good last year. It's really just giving Ryan Tannehill guys to throw the ball to, and I think Julio Jones is going to be that.
I mean, he was in trade talks to come to the Ravens, but then people were saying, he's injury prone. He's injury prone, which is another thing to worry about for y'all. Like, he can get injured. But I mean, I feel like he's a good fit. Like fast. Tannehill has an arm. He has a cannon for an arm.
Absolutely.
And he can throw he can get the ball down there for real, better than Lamar right now. But
well, and his offensive line has to stay healthy too. Taylor Lewan was out for a while last year, so I mean his offensive line has to stay healthy, and that's one of the bigger things, because if his offensive line isn't healthy, then guess what? He's going to find his tail on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think the move for him, man, I think it was 3 years ago now that he's been a Titan. I think that move for him was the best thing for him, because Miami wasn't utilizing what he can do. And he's showing that in Tennessee. I mean, when he can play action, when he can play off the play action, and he can actually sell the play action, because people cheat up to actually cover Derrick Henry. So when Derrick Henry's not on the field, that's a problem, because they don't cheat up so much on the play action. So that's another reason that Henry's been on the field so much, is his threat, the threat of him running, puts 2 or 3 guys in the box, and that actually leaves people open when it is a play action play.
Yeah, it's like Derrick Henry. Like when he played, I think it was like the playoff game. I think it was the first playoff game. We lost. Derrick Henry ran through our defense.
That was the one that he got 200 yards.
Oh my gosh, man! Derrick Henry. He was always big in Alabama, but he got bigger. Like obviously NFL, he had to get big muscle, but he got big. He was stocky in Alabama, but he got
I was afraid that, and this is me personally, I was afraid that he was going to be a Trent Richardson. I was afraid that he was going to be a bust, because he has that Trent Richardson size. But he went to the Titans, and the Titans utilized him, how he needed to be utilized.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. And then we have some other teams, the Buccaneers and Tom Brady. They might repeat, but I don't want. I'm tired of seeing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, man. I'm tired of seeing him.
But it's hard to write him off. I mean, he has all 22 of his starters coming back on offense and defense. All 22 starters coming back. So I mean, it's hard to write him off. It
is. It's like LeBron, in KD. It's hard to write them players off. You can't count them out, even though they're old. 40. I think it's turned 45 today. I think, or 44.
Yeah.
Still doing it, man. You can't ride him out. You want to count him out because he's getting old, and but you make a point. All his players are coming back healthy. AB, Gronk, Leonard Fournette, the defense. But I mean, I know it's really really early. But who do you? I mean, or do you want to say this for the start of the NFL closer? I was gonna say early divisional picks, or you want to say that for later on?
I mean, I'll give you my Super Bowl picks.
Okay.
We can save the divisional picks for another episode.
Yeah.
As of right now, I don't see anybody beating the Bucs, and I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs. I mean, I think it's going to be Bucs Chiefs again.
You think so? Yeah. I mean, I like my Ravens. I would say Ravens and Buccaneers, man. I like Ravens because Lamar, all he has to do is I think I'm being biased, but I'm a true Ravens fan, man. I see we were almost there. We beat the Titans, and then I know that's your team, man. When we beat them, it was funny because I was at work when it happened, and we were playing, and my coworker / boss, he was like, Jordan, the score is 3-0 Titans. I'm like, bro, chill out. Titans are up by 3 in the first quarter, and then now it's like 10-0. I'm like, okay, chill out. All right, now we caught up, and then like out of nowhere, Lamar just went off. But then we went to the Bills. That was a good game, but it was raining, and then not saying that as an excuse, but then I think Lamar got hurt. I believe he did get hurt that game. And then he threw a pick. A pick 6 that ended the game, and then I think he did get hurt, and then McSorley came in and he got hurt, and then Huntley came in. So, I want my Ravens to win it. I think it's gonna be Ravens and Chiefs in the AFC Conference Championship for sure. The two of the top tier, and then we got the Browns too. They're good on paper. But OBJ's coming back from an injury, so we'll see about that. They got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt.
I think they played better without OBJ on the field.
You think so?
Yeah, when he got injured, it felt like everybody clicked because you didn't have this ball hog. And I know he's a great player. I know he is. He's a great receiver, but when you got somebody demanding the ball all the time, and the defense knows he's not going to get the ball every time. So, you look at somebody like Julio Jones. Julio Jones is going to get double teamed a lot of times. OBJ, not so much. So it's not beneficial for them to have him calling for the ball, being a distraction on the field and off the field sometimes. So, I think get rid of him.
Maybe OBJ trade to the Ravens, man. See, I think it means Ravens, man. Oh man, but my brother commented, "Damn, I wish Julio came to Baltimore." Yeah, we wanted Julio, man. We wanted him, man. But then again, if he gets hurt, then because he is injury prone, but when he's at his top tier shape, he's dangerous. He's like a Michael Thomas, man, but he's hurt too with the Saints. But so what do you think about this Aaron Rodgers situation, man? Like how he kept it real in the press conference, man. Like no holds barred. Him not showing up to camp. What do you think about that, man? And what's your aspect on that?
I think that it's Brett Favre all over again. Now, Brett Favre didn't start the drama publicly. He had the little mishap with the media members, the women in the locker room. I think it was when he was with the Jets. But I think it's Brett Favre all over again. Will Aaron come out and perform how he's performed? Yes, because he's a quarterback at the end of the day. But this Jordan Love situation is hanging over his head. So at any point in time, if the coach gets pissed off and says, "All right, look, you're not playing up to par, we're going to put Jordan in." And I don't think Jordan Love is ready. Because if Jordan Love was ready, then they wouldn't have pitched a fit that Aaron didn't want to come back.
Yeah, you make a good point. And it's the fact that he I heard that if Aaron missed out on training camp, we would get $50K. If he lose $50K every training camp he misses. Yeah. So that's why he wanted to sign. Maybe he wanted to sign because of that reason. But to be honest, all I know is Aaron Rodgers and Adam Jones. I don't know anybody else on that roster other than or who's that cornerback? Alexander. He's in the backfield. Well,
they signed Blake Bortles too.
Oh, Bortles, yeah. But I don't know anybody on that other than Aaron. They're a Super Bowl caliber team. I just don't know anyone. I don't follow the Packers like that. But and then again, just to keep the team he doesn't. Clearly, Aaron Rodgers makes it clear that he doesn't want to play for the Packers, but he's gonna stick it out one more year. And I was on one of my boys' podcasts. And I was like, I can see him going to the Saints, man. because I mean Sean Payton. I mean you got Calvin Kamara. You got possibly a healthy Michael Thomas, Cameron Jordan. You don't see that happening, man?
I don't know if Sean Payton would do that to Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does this year. Like,
I could see him going to San Francisco because that was a rumor. That was a big rumor, and then them offloading Jimmy Garoppolo to somebody else. But I don't see him going anywhere else but to San Francisco. I could be wrong. You know, he could go to Houston or something like that, but I don't see him wanting to go anywhere but San Francisco because he grew up a San Francisco fan.
Yeah, I don't like when people ask me where I see Aaron Rodgers going. I don't have an answer because it's either Green Bay or he's like 37 or 38, 36.
Yeah.
So I mean, his championship window is closing real quick. I mean, obviously he's an athlete. We'll see if he's the Tom Brady. I mean, we'll see if he can stick it out till he's 44. But I don't see his window is like narrowing, and like he has to choose a team where he wants to get a ring.
Well, and I look at the Packers like this: they're 13-3 with Aaron Rodgers. They're 8-8 without him. I mean, they're a 500 team without him. So
they're 500 or below 500 team.
Well, you got I forget about there being a 17th game, so you know it's got to be either above or below. I think it's below. I think they're an 8-win team. So I mean, if without Aaron Rodgers, they'll go. You know, I think it'd be 8-9. Yeah, 8-9. So, I mean, with Aaron Rodgers, they're a 13-14 win team. They have been the last couple of years. But I think without him, they're under 500.
Gosh, yeah, my brother said Devontae. Yeah, I said Devontae Adams. Justin, man. I said him. Oh, wait, yeah, I think isn't Adam Jones like
Adam Jones was the Bengals cornerback.
Oh, wait, I thought he was the Man, I'm getting all messed up. Well, yeah, was Pat-Man Jones, but I thought they were a receiver on the Packers. Maybe it was Adams. Aaron Jones. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah. Like, is he still on their team?
I think so. I think he's a running back, actually.
I know they got Randall Cobb back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big for them. You know, I see Aaron's point with this though. Had they talked to him and said, all right, look, here's our plan. Here's our plan for our first round pick. We're going to pick this quarterback because in a few years, you're not going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to retire soon. We have to have a contingency plan. And he could have come back and said, look, I need weapons. The Packers have never drafted a first-round wide receiver.
Mm.
So you have to have some people to throw to if you're going to throw the ball. And so, I mean, I see his point. Had the Packers handled it differently, he might not have, thrown his fit like he did this offseason. But at the same time, he has to look at it from the Packers' perspective. They needed somebody for when he retires or when he pitches a fit like he did, So I see both sides of it.
And plus, I think Jordan Love, isn't he like a mobile quarterback? He can run the ball.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like you said, back to your point, I feel like even the Ravens did that. We had Joe Flacco. I mean, yeah, he won the Super Bowl, got us a ring, and I'm not knocking anything off of Joe Flacco, what he did, but look at it from a business point of view. Lamar Jackson, where we are like, Joe Flacco, he was kind of mobile in a point, but like he couldn't run the ball when he would always get sacked. So from a business side point of view, sign Lamar Jackson. Now we're a hybrid offense where we can both run the ball with the quarterback. We we were not doing that with Joe Flacco. Like maybe here and there he would slide whatever and do his thing, but Lamar, he can juke people out. 5 years ago we weren't seeing that from Baltimore. And plus, we were known for our defense, and I feel like that's what the Packers are doing. They're saying Aaron Rodgers, he was the MVP one year, good quarterback, but we're moving in just like with the NBA. You got Steph Curry, he changed the game for the NBA with the 3-pointers, and now you need to build your roster with players who can shoot the ball. Just like now you have these mobile quarterbacks like Mahomes and doing freaking no-look passes, and having these. I feel like teams need to change with the game. Evolve with the game, and we still have old-fashioned quarterbacks like Tom Brady, pocket passer. We still got like who else? We have I guess Aaron Rodgers, but he's. Like when he does that, like that symmetry when he runs the ball to the left and that's tough, man. When he does that, but I feel like you're right. Like it's a business point of view. Like how are you gonna get better faster as a team, as an offense, and gel?
Because pocket passers are few and far between now.
Yeah,
I mean, like you said, you have Tom Brady, you have Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees just retired. I mean, Phillip Rivers just retired. I mean. Every team is going the way of the hybrid quarterback.
Right.
So in a few years, you're going to see offenses change. Right. Because 10 years ago, it wasn't like this.
Yeah, just like in the NBA, like centers were never. Like I talked about on my first season. I talked about how or I think it was second or last episode of the first season. But I talked about how like. The center would get beat down if you shot a 3-pointer back in the day. Like if you saw Rodman shoot a 3-pointer back in the day, he would be like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing, Rodman?" But now it's okay to shoot the 3 as a big man, just like in the NFL. Like now it's okay for you to run them with the ball and be a hybrid offense. Like it's the name of the game. Like Mahomes, Lamar. Like now quarterbacks want to be like Lamar and Mahomes and. It's crazy. This how Steph Curry and all these players are are trendsetters, and like you said, there's only a few quarterbacks that are traditional. I think the last one we had was Eli Manning, but he retired.
Yeah,
he was there.
Daniel Jones
Peyton Manning.
Is kind of that.
He can run. He's like a Joe Flacco. I feel like he's kind of a little mobile, a little bit. And we got Jimmy G is up there with Jimmy Garoppolo. They still got some old-fashioned quarterbacks. Even Herbert. I haven't seen him really run the ball like that. He's a pocket passer
which is weird because he came out of Oregon.
Right, and maybe it's the way the offense is or how they run it. But it's just crazy how coming from a player's point of view and a coach and a general manager's point of view, you want players around you and you want to be successful, but then again, it's about money and business and not side of do you want to be old fashioned with Aaron Rodgers or do you want to have Jordan Love get some reps in? But obviously he's gonna be a starter for the year. Well, first, when they drafted Jordan Love, I thought he was pissed about that, about them signing a quarterback because they're like, what the hell? I'm the star here. Why are you drafting a young quarterback? Why are you filling my shoes when I'm still here? I thought that was an issue first, but
it was, but at the same time, it was, why are you drafting a quarterback in the first round when I'm still here? And not getting me a wide receiver, a tight end, and a weapon that I need to take this team to the next level. Right. Have a conversation. I'm your star quarterback. Do you think that the Patriots signed somebody without Tom Brady's consent when he was there? You think the Falcons signed somebody without Matt Ryan's consent? He just wanted to be treated like other quarterbacks were being treated.
Right. And I feel like that was the issue with him. I feel like he wants. I guess they call it the keys to the team. Like he wants to have like
Yeah.
saying who. Like, oh, okay, are you signing Julio Jones? I want Julio Jones. Can you like talk to him? Whatever. Like just like LeBron does with like I want this player. I want this player. I want that player. I want that player. Like I feel like Aaron wasn't getting that, and I feel like now he's slowly starting to get it, but get that opportunity to have his say. But obviously, it's gonna go the Packers' way. They're gonna have a say in what they do, and Aaron whatever has to say. Because I think Adam Schefter said they agreed to like some concessions, meaning like different agreements on like what they want. So what Aaron wants and what like the team wants. But like you said, like Aaron Rodgers, he needs to have that say. Like if you're the quarterback of this team, you should definitely have the say in like what players you draft and what players like. Because I wonder, that's a good question. Like, did they go through Aaron Rodgers for that draft pick for Jordan Love? Did they like, hey, we're getting Jordan Love? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's the problem. That's his problem with them,
Yeah, that's the whole reason that he pitched the fifth that he did, and that he sat out. He was fine with getting fined $50,000 a day. But, I think, like you said, they finally came to an agreement, and he said, all right, well, 2021 is my last season there. So I don't see him there past next year. There's a lot of reports coming out saying 2021 is his last season.
So now the question is, like, what if to play devil's advocate, all right, hypothetically, if they win the Super Bowl with the Packers, do you think Aaron would stay for another year, or do you think he's still leaving regardless?
I think he would retire from football before he stayed with the Packers after this year.
So you think if they win the Super Bowl ring, you think he's gonna retire?
I think he would do a Peyton Manning. Hey, I'm going out on top. I won the Super Bowl. I'm gone.
Hey man, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't right now. I don't see him going anywhere else. I see him in Green Bay right now for right now. See how they do it. And obviously, another problem is the coaching. Like I don't think him and Matt LaFleur like clicked, or maybe we don't know behind the scenes. I don't know.
No, they never have. I mean, if you've watched any of their games the last couple of years, you see them like on opposite sides of the sideline. I mean, they look like they're states away. They don't even look like they're on the same sideline. Because
he said one's in New York, one's in California, man.
yeah. One of them's still in Green Bay when they're playing an away game. Aaron didn't like McCarthy. That's why McCarthy got shoved out. But at the same time, LaFleur made the decision to draft Jordan Love. So this all goes back to that draft pick. He made the decision to draft Jordan Love, which Aaron felt like he got stabbed in the back. So, I mean, I don't know. I see Aaron kind of going, okay, look, this is my last year here. I'm going to play nice. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to go out and I'm going to throw for 5,000, 45, 50 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I might run one or two in, and I'm going to get us to the playoffs, and we're going to see where we can go. But other than that, LaFleur and I are going to be on opposite sides of the sideline. He can be on the opposite team's sideline for all I care. But we're gonna be separate. We'll talk when we need to, but we won't when we don't.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't catch the whole press conference with Aaron, but like he kept it, like from what I've heard, he kept it like really, really honest and really like he didn't sugarcoat things. He was honest, like, and I think this year will be his last year in Green Bay. I mean, I don't really care because I'm not a Packers fan, but we'll see. We'll see with that. We'll see.
Same question to you. What do you think happens if they win a Super Bowl What do you think he does? Does he resign? What happens? In your opinion?
In my opinion, shoot, man. In my opinion, I think that I see it's 50-50. I see him retiring. Be like, okay, I mean, he already had that freaking Jeopardy deal, man. Like he's good with that. Like he can retire and do that, be the host of that show. Like, or I see him going to or if he doesn't, or if he wins it, I see him either retiring or going somewhere to prove. I see him going to like a bigger market, maybe like you said, San Francisco. Because Milwaukee, it's like Green Bay. I mean, yeah, they're known for like the Milwaukee Bucks and Packers, but they're still a small market, team.
Well, they don't even have an owner.
Right. And I feel like he's either gonna get that ring and retire and go on his merry way, or he's going to either go to San Francisco or the Saints. I feel like the Saints, because they have some good pieces, but like you said, he's a San Francisco kid, so I feel like Bay Area would be nice for him.
Yeah.
Do you see Lamar Jackson getting a big bag after the season, or do you? Because he's in the talks of getting in that contract because he wants to stay a Raven. So do you see him getting a big 10-year, 5-year, $250 million, whatever Mahomes contract? Or
I don't think he'll get Mahomes money, but I think he'll get Flacco after the Super Bowl money.
So that was like what 160
like
mil.
That, yeah, I think so. I don't see him getting Mahomes money because he hasn't won a championship yet.
Right. Well,
and even if he wins a championship, I don't think he'll get that.
So so how many years do you think he would sell that contract? How many years do you think you see that? Like a couple, 5 years?
Yeah, 5.
Because he said he wants to stay a Raven, and actually he went on a podcast, Ravens podcast. He was like, I want to retire. I want to do whatever I can at number 8 in that jersey, win a Super Bowl in that jersey, and then retire that jersey and do it at number 1 and do that. So he's crazy, but that's the difference between a quarterback and like a GOAT quarterback, and like obviously Lamar is hungry for a championship. He said to the reporter the Super Bowl night that, yo, they're gonna get a Super Bowl out of me. They're going to the Super Bowl. Like he's hungry, and I like Lamar because he's very humble. He does I think the reporter who was asking him questions, he was like, oh, so what do you see yourself? Do you see yourself winning a playoff game? He's like, no, first of all, pump the brakes. We got to focus on game 1 against the Raiders. Take it game by game. Because if you get ahead of yourself, you're gonna overthink things and you're not gonna think straight. So take it one game. We got the Raiders, Chiefs, and he's a very smart. He's a funny dude. He's a funny dude, and very, very humble. He's hungry, and he has more players around him, more talent around him. So I feel like obviously he's gonna have haters he can't throw, whatever. But I think he's gonna shut them up this year, man. I feel like he deserved that contract. But like you said, he has to prove to me he has to get past the wild card or whatever. He has to get past those games, and I mean, I feel like
because when did Mahomes sign that? He signed that contract after the Super Bowl.
After the Super Bowl, and that it was five? How many years? 5 years, 540
No,
mil?
it was 10.
10 years.
10 years, almost $500 million.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was 10 years, 440 million or something like that.
Yeah, let me look at that up. Just let me back that up. Mahomes contract. Yes. What? trying to look at the contract worth. Oh yeah, so it's 503 mil.
Yeah, that's right
I
because
mean,
it tacked on to his other deal too. That's right.
and that's smart. And like, I mean, I think that Casey was smart, like to do that, like to lock him up,
Yeah,
for that amount. And I mean, why not? Like, you got Tyreek Hill, but like, put Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, put those players on the Ravens, and Lamar would do it. Lamar would put them on the Titans. Like Tannehill would do it too.
yeah.
Like,
So what you're saying is not Mahomes.
I mean, half of it is Mahomes, but it's the players around Mahomes too.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we talked about earlier. You have to take these deals that are team friendly so that you can get those weapons around you so that you can win. Otherwise, you're going to be looking around going, why did y'all pull this guy? Why did y'all pull the janitor out of there for me to throw the ball to? Well, because you took all the money.
Right,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it just goes back to that.
But then the problem goes, I mean, I'm not sure how the contract is, but like that could be a problem because like what if you want because all those players can't, it's not like soccer. It's like you can't as team players can't stay on the team forever, like because people get those contracts. So you're gonna have to like either take lower pay cuts. So and plus Kelsey has a massive contract too. Tyreek Hill has one, Tyrann Mathieu has one.
Yeah,
So
well, I think they front loaded Patrick Mahomes' contract so that he got more at the beginning, so that he could restructure at the end for that very reason.
Very, 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 very interesting. I mean, yeah, like I'm pumped for the season, man. I am so pumped. And plus Alabama, like when do they start? I think it's like a couple weeks or like September.
September.
They start?
Yeah. Playing Miami the first game.
Whew. Miami, man. Are you ever gonna be undefeated again, man?
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, man. Now just that one game. I think like a couple years ago when we played Auburn. Oh man, I don't even want to remind you, man. When we had
they
that,
still
and then
show the highlight.
They still show it, man. They kind of rub it in our face, man.
I'm like, come on. They're not even talking about Alabama and Auburn, and then all of a sudden it's like, remember what happened 3 years ago? Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll say that like the college stuff for another episode because we can't pack everything in one episode. But yeah, that's another thing with the SEC. Like that's another interesting conversation, and I mean, hopefully we can get some. I'm not sure if you have any friends or anyone that love sports. Maybe we can get them on the show and like get their input too on that too. Like get some college sports fans. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm excited for the NFL season. I'm excited for the free agency coming up still. Like I'm pretty sure the next show we're gonna be talking about more trades and more transactions. I'm pretty sure because usually the big deals go like early on in France, and then we have the smaller baby deals like down the road in free agency. But it should be a mix up. But is there anything else like you missed for the show, or anything else we want to cover?
Well, since we're talking about Alabama, we do have to talk about Saban signing another contract extension.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
So he signed another extension. Now he's with Alabama through 2028.
Hey. Yeah. Wait, but the thing is, he's getting old. Man, he's like 70 something, right? 70.
Oh yeah, he's. Let's see. I just pulled it up because I wanted to. He's 69 years old. Yeah.
Oh, 69. So yeah, he'll be like what, like 75, 70, probably close to 80 by the time his contract is over.
Well, I mean, if he keeps re-signing, he's going to be Joe Paterno, and he's going to die on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see any other coach coaching Alabama other than him. Man. Like, great coach.
I don't know who. I know who I want to replace Saban, but I don't know who is going to replace Saban. I would love for Dabo Swinney to replace Saban, but I don't see him doing that. I don't see him leaving Clemson.
I don't see him leaving Clemson either. I don't see him. That'd be good. I mean, I like like wasn't Lane Kiffin? He was the assistant coach, right?
Yeah, he's at Ole Miss right now.
Oh, Miss right now. I mean, other than I don't, it's like Duke, man. With Mike, if I say his last name,
Mike
Krzyzewski.
Krzyzewski. Yeah,
Like it's the same. Or he's retiring after this year too. But like,
yeah, yeah.
it's the
He's
same
already
thing. Like
announced his
long,
successor.
right? Long tenured coach. Even Roy Williams, he's up there too with them in North Carolina too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like after it's said and done, like Sam's gonna go down as one of the best coaches ever to live. Like college coaches for sure. Like
Oh, the best. Yeah.
the best up there with like Joe Paterno.
Yeah, I don't worry about what's going to happen when Saban retires, but I wonder because you can't you can't pull somebody off the street to replace what Saban has done. You have to take somebody from inside the organization, but the problem is there's nobody inside the organization because all the offensive coordinators and the defensive coordinators and everything, they turn over every 2 years. So you've got a different offensive coordinator every 2 years. I mean, it's going to be hard to not pull somebody off the street, but at the same time, you don't want to pull somebody off the street.
That's true. That's true, man. That's very, very true. Like you want someone who knows the system well. You want to. I always say, I mean, the next person in line would be probably like an assistant coach, just like the I think one of the like the Duke. I think the assistant coach after when he retires, he's going to be the head coach. So I feel like something close to the Alabama family. It shouldn't be some random dude off the streets. I feel like it should be someone in the organization like that can step up and like, be that guy after. But then again, he's 2028, so we got time for that,
Right. Well, I think if Bill O'Brien stays, Bill O'Brien would be good. I thought if Steve Sarkisian stayed, he would have been good. But he went to, I think, USC. I think Steve Sarkisian went to USC.
I like Urban Meyer too, man. I like Urban Meyer too, but he's getting Jacksonville, coaching the Jaguars.
I don't know how that's going to go either. I mean, we can talk about that another time, but I don't know how that's going to go. I really don't. You have a rookie head coach, you have a rookie quarterback, and what this head coach is focused on this year coming in, he's already had a scandal with one of his assistant coaches, and then he's brought Tim Tebow in to play tight end. So, I mean, what are you doing?
That's another topic for another freaking episode. That's a lot of Tim Tebow for a tight end, though. Come on, bro. First, he wants to be a quarterback. I mean, okay, He was a phenomenal at Florida State. Phenomenal quarterback. Then he wanted to play AAA baseball.
Which he did well at.
He did well at too. But it's either you can't be like Michael Jordan, man. You have to pick one sport and stick to it. Now he wants to be a tight end. Like, what?
And my problem with that is if he makes the roster, that's taking away from an actual tight end who could benefit the team.
But who knows? Tim Tebow can. I heard. I saw that video. Trevor threw a deep ball to Tim, and he caught it. I mean, maybe we can be wrong. Maybe he can be a helpful piece if he makes the team. But I don't like. I see what you're saying. Like for a real traditional tight end, like that's like taking Tim Tebow, putting him on KC, and then having Kelsey as the backup. The real tight end.
Yeah.
I see that bring more media attention to Tim Tebow than the team. Like,
I see what Urban Meyer wanted to do. I mean, you think about what kind of trick plays could he put in, having Tim Tebow at the tight end slot, have him come down in kind of a wildcat position. He could be a fullback as big as he is. So, I mean, I see why, but I also want to know why.
Yeah,
because you've already got a rookie quarterback who now you're bringing in one of your former quarterbacks to play tight end. So now you've got him possibly questioning himself, going, okay, am I going to get dethroned for Tim Tebow to play quarterback? You've already got Gardner Minshew, who's kind of ticked off that he's not going to be the quarterback because he's been there the last few years. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, I can see him like having Tim Tebow as like the backup quarterback because he can throw the ball, Tim Tebow, not a tight end, man. I can see him being like a backup quarterback to like the rookie quarterback, but not I can't say him being a tight end, but I mean, we'll see how he gels as a tight end. But if he makes the roster, if he makes the final, how many?
53.
53?
Yeah. But I think they're going to have some guys off site like they did last year, just in case there are positive COVID tests and stuff like that too. So I mean, he could make that off site team.
That's another thing, man. This whole COVID and like the sports, like. But I am happy, like we are kind of fans can come back and watch. Like even Lamar said in the podcast, he was like M&T Bank. When it's full capacity, that stadium is rocking.
Yeah.
Even with like in Arrowhead, but I feel like players. He said like last year, like you didn't hear no fans. All you heard was the coaches yelling at the players, and it wasn't authentic. But now it's like different. Like now, I mean, supposedly if we're on the right track for this COVID, like they're full capacity crowds, atmosphere is gonna be rocking. Even your stadium, Titan Stadium, is going to be rocking too, like with like Julio Jones, and I feel like even with the NBA bubble, like they have like the virtual, cameras and virtual audience, but it wasn't. Yeah. I feel like the bubble was more of like a 5-on-5 best of the world pickup in an empty gym. But athletes, like they feed off of that crowd, and it makes the momentum of the game different in the atmosphere. And Lamar talked about that. He was saying how I'm excited to get back on that field with my fans. I love my fans. Like players missed that with last year and stuff. And like I think there was news. I think that if your team has COVID or whatever, you have to forfeit your games, right?
But you look at what happened with the Broncos last year. The Broncos played a game without an actual quarterback.
Yeah, I think it was like a wide receiver, right, or something like that. Or I forgot.
It was either a wide receiver or running back, something like that.
That's crazy, man.
Because of contact tracing.
Contact tracing. Yep.
I mean, I don't want to get political on here, but man, I'm tired of it. I want sports to be back to normal. I want life to be back to normal.
Like me too, man. Me too. I mean, I feel like, in order for us to, obviously people have their decisions on to get the vaccination or to get the shot. That's their point of view. That's their stance. But like, if we want, this is anything. If you want to go on vacation, if you want to go to a game, to a anywhere with your kids or anywhere, you have to get, be safe and get vaccinated. And we don't want to get to a season where we had no fans again, because I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I went to a Braves game this past weekend, and it felt normal. I mean, yes, there were people walking around with masks and stuff on, but it felt normal. We were, shoulder to shoulder with other fans at the concession stands, and going into the fan shop to buy, hats and stuff like that, and buy souvenirs for the kids. It felt normal.
Yeah, it did.
But
mm-hmm.
I don't want to get back to where this section is cordoned off and you can only sit in this section and seats are limited and stuff like that. It doesn't need to be
right.
like that.
Yeah, that was funny because I was at a Yankee Stadium game. We played the Orioles. I mean, we got smacked 7-1, but I think we won today. I gotta look at the score, but we had good seats. People weren't like you said. Some people weren't wearing masks. Like some people were, but I still felt normal. Like it was still like kind of like a packed stadium, kinda, because there was the Orioles in town. Like they're kind of a crappy team right now, but like where we were sitting, like it was a heavy packed crowd. Like people weren't, and I felt normal. But people don't understand. Like these teams, it's all about money, and like I feel like when the pandemic happened, tickets were rising in prices and stuff, and like because they're making up that lost money from from revenue.
Mm-hmm.
That's another big point about about all these I think tickets were for next game. Tickets were I think 50 or 100 for like a quarter, and I think even more than that, because it was only a select vaccinated people can. It was only a select few can go at the time, and that's a big thing too. Like all these teams are now making up for that lost stuff, and that has a big deal with players being traded to different teams. You got the Mets players or Rizzo going to the Yankees. You got Gallo going to the Yankees. Man, I'm happy about that. Man. So are you a Braves fan?
Yes.
So I feel bad for you with Acuna, man.
Oh man, I was watching that game and I just knew he was going to be out for the season after I saw him, just the way he landed and just the tears in his eye, like the legitimate tears in his eyes when he was getting up, and it's like, well, dang, this could have been our season because he was so hot at the plate. But then, we trade for Peterson. We trade for Soler. We got Soler from the Royals. We got Duvall from the Marlins. So you've got a great outfield there with just those three players. Before we came on, I was watching the game, and John Lester was making his first start with the Cardinals, and the Braves batted around the first inning, put up 5 on him. So they've got the talent, they've got the offense. When we went and watched them play the Brewers this past Friday, they put up 4 on the Brewers the first inning, and then just the Brewers played defense for the rest of the game, and they won. The Brewers won 8-5. So it wasn't for lack of trying, but yeah, the Acuna injury couldn't have come at a worse time. But getting Adam Duvall, Riley, the third baseman, he's hit a home run in the last 6 games, I believe. So, his power, his bat's just come to life. Freeman's bat has finally come to life. He was batting 186.
I forgot y'all got him. I forgot.
Yeah, he was batting 186 the first of the year, and then just all of a sudden, he's almost to 300 now. So, everybody's bats are coming to life. We're 3 games out of the top in the division, 3 games out of the Met, 3 games below the Mets. So, anything can happen.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what's y'all's record right now? Are y'all above? Are y'all above 500? Are y'all looking good?
No, we're below 500. With the win today, it's I think we were 51-54 going into so we're 53-54 after today's win. So we're a game below 500, and we're 2.5 games below the Mets.
So can y'all get into the playoffs?
I don't think we would be a wild card. We could, but I don't think we would be a wild card because there are so many other teams above us in the wild card race. So we would have to top the Mets.
Yeah, we're looking. I know we have I think we're 57-40 something the Yankees. So we're above 500, but we have the Rays to catch up to the Boston Red Sox. The Orioles they're 37 and 67, something like that. So we don't gotta worry about them, but we gotta worry about the A's too, the Houston,
Yeah.
But we're looking for I think there's 2 wild card spots. wild card spots in each division. I think there's
Mhm.
2. So we're either fighting for that one, the first or second wild card spot. But I mean, we had injuries, COVID. I know Garrett. I mean, actually, I was supposed to go. So I went last night. I was supposed to go to the game tonight. But Garrett, like that night, last night, Garrett Cole caught COVID. So we had another pitcher pitch. So I was supposed to go to that game, but I mean, I think it was funny because like I feel like I had bad luck because like I moved to Jersey a couple years ago. So the first time I went to Yankee Stadium, my first time ever, it was against the Detroit Tigers. We lost that game. And I went home. The next game, they won. The Yankees won. And then, so right now I'm 0-2 because last night we only had one hit, and it was a double by Gallo. One hit, and we lost to like a 2-12 record pitcher on the Orioles. And we lost again, and
that's rough.
But yeah, we traded for that pitcher, Heaney from the Angels. He broke history of the first pitcher traded to allow 4+ homers in so he made history, but in a bad way. And he got sent off in the 3rd inning. He didn't make past the 6th inning. So it was terrible, man. It was he was throwing down the middle every time, and we got. I mean, okay, Orioles. They have a good roster. They have Cedric Mullins.
Mm-hmm.
They got Trey Mancini, was incredible story. Battled cancer. Terrible situation, but now he's back. He's in the Derby. They got some good talent, but I mean, you can't just be throwing a pitch down the middle and expect them not to hit. I was at the game. It was bomb after bomb after bomb, and we had one run against their 7 or 8, and it was. But I think now, okay, I'm at home, and now they won. Why were you hitting like that last night? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, looking at the standings right now, 3 teams from the NL West would actually get in. The Giants would be the division winners. The Dodgers would be the first wild card, and the Padres would be the second wild card because of their records. The Dodgers are 64-43, and the Padres are 61-27. So you'd have 3 teams from the NL West get in on the NL side.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, speaking of the Padres, they got freaking Tatis injury, man, with that shoulder.
Man, yeah.
But they're 61-27. So they should be good. But yeah, that injury, man, how he fell on his shoulder like that. They say it's not that bad, but it looks bad than what it is. That's what the doctors say. So we'll see with that. But Max Scherzer, he went to the Dodgers, right? With Trey Turner.
Yeah, I think so. I can look that up real quick.
A lot of trades, man. Javier Baez going to the Mets.
Yeah, it's been hard to
going to the Yankees. I think Chris Bryant going to the San Francisco Giants.
He went to the Giants. Hit a home run in his first at bat with the Giants too.
Man.
Yeah, Max Scherzer is with the Dodgers.
The Dodgers, and then Trey Turner is too, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because they're both on the same team in the Nationals.
Yeah, he's with the Dodgers. Yeah.
And the Dodgers already. They're super. Talking about super teams. They got freaking Bellinger. They got Evan Turner, freaking Will Smith. They got Clayton Kershaw. They got everyone, man.
Yeah,
we're looking good. The Yankees. We had the hitters, man. We had the hitters. We have Aaron Judge. We have Stanton. He's kind of rusty a little bit. Brett Gardner's still around. Like he's getting old, but he's still producing. He can speed, but I think it all comes down to like when it comes down to like fan bases, you can tell if your fan base is real or not because Yankees at Yankee Stadium, Yankee fans are they are brutal. They will tell you straight up, like, and I think the problem with us is this, like, they say Aaron Boone is not the good manager for us, man, because when it comes down to it, it's either him or Cashman for our GM, and it's like people were saying we should have kept Joe Girardi as our GM or as our manager, but obviously Aaron Boone played for the Yankees before back in the day, and like, he's a fan favorite, and like people were yelling at, "Yo, Boone, you stink! Boo, boo, they're like, boo!" Like Yankee fans will tell you straight up, like they were booing the pitcher last night. The starting, like they were for real, like, and I don't know who would be a good candidate for our skipper for next year. Or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, you have all these like David Ross. David Ross went to the Cubs.
He was a player there. Yeah, he was a player, right?
Yeah, he ended his career there. He played with the Braves a few years, but yeah, he ended his career there. What would you think about somebody like Derek Jeter or somebody like Aaron A-Rod?
Are you gonna say Aaron Rodgers?
I was gonna say Aaron Rodgers instead of Alex Rodriguez. Yeah.
I like A-Rod. I like Jeter. Wait, is your voice like cracking up, or like your voice? It's like staticky. I'm not sure if it's like if it's my end or because when you're talking, it's like breaking up. It's kind of. I'm not sure if it's my headphones.
You just broke up a few seconds ago.
So is it me? Let me see.
I'm not sure.
Was that better?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think it was more your internet connection than your microphone.
It might have been my connection. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but yeah, we have a lot to cover, like in these episodes, man. But I think we should end it here on the MLB, man, and continue, and then we can like look up some other ideas and topics for next episode. But I think we'll conclude the episode 5, season 2. Thank you all for tuning in and joining in, and then we'll be back. I think next week because I'm going to Vegas and for 4 days, so I'm kind of like living up in Vegas, and I'll be back to work, man. But yeah, we're gonna game plan of what our next topic is going to be for the for episode 6. So but we did a good job, man. Good job, man.
Absolutely.
But I'm Jordan Jean-Louis, and this is Justin, and there you go, man. Thank you for tuning in, man.
See you guys next time.
All right, brother.